Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Amazing Spider-Man issue number 46. A couple things happened in this book that I was not freaking well expecting to happen. That's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, but it's still a freaky thing. It turns out that there was a truth spoken in the previous issue that I did not catch on to. We're going to get into that and a whole bunch of other more good stuff as we get into who actually made the book in the first place. So this is Sins Rising, Part 2. Nick Spencer is the writer, Marcelo Ferreira on pencils, Robert Poggi on inks, David Curiel on colors, VC's Joe Caramagna on letters, and the Casanovas doing the cover art. A couple of variant covers in there, and also Anthony Gambino on design, with Spider-Man being created by Stan Lee. A little bit of Steve Ditko in there too, I'm just saying. So we get the Lethal Legion actually living up to their name. That's right, they kill people. 19 people murdered, dead in cold blood at ESU by the Lethal Legion. Wow, the stakes have just risen. This is a full-blown massacre. Hey, wait. Gets worse. We actually see blood. Granted, the murder itself is off camera, but we see blood. And it's like, yay, the freaking guy who, he's a mutant with super whirlwind, there's his name, spinning powers to, with saw blades on the back of his freaking hands. Like, it's literally just him and what's his face? Gladiator at this point, not the Shi'ar one, but the Daredevil one. Like, you'd figure these guys would murder more people, right? He has the powers of a human top, depending on how far you want to go back with the guy's name. But, like, wow. Now, granted, I'm getting all excited over the murder of somebody, but it's a fictional character. That being said, we also find out who that character is later on. And it's really messed up because we've seen this character before. So it's almost like Nick Spencer's getting a little personal with us. I'm saying, if I find out that a character in the next issue named Professor Bill was murdered, I'm going to take it a little bit personal. Then again, I think I said some nice things about the comic book. I don't think I've had too many complaints about these ASM, the Amazing Spider-Man books. I'm freaking loving these. And the approach that's taken here, where there are reports being given about the bulk of everything throughout the issue. I love how the story is consistent throughout the run. Even the arcs almost seem to bleed into each other. Almost, right? That being said, pretty much every issue is written in a different style. You go out there and you find me another writer who does that consistently every issue, as though it's being written by somebody else, as though Madrox is just duplicating himself and be like, all right, you go write this issue, you go write that issue, I'm going to write this issue. There's a different style almost every single time that we get a new issue. I love that. And it freaking took me until issue 46 to really realize all the different times that he's done that. I'm thoroughly impressed, man. Genuinely thoroughly impressed. So the truth that was spoken in the previous issue is that Sin Eater is not actually killing people. He's eating their sins. He's absolving them of their sins. Well, it turns out he's also absorbing and absolving them of their powers. For how long, I don't know. Is it like a minute or so, like Rogue, or is, potentially permanently? Is it for an hour? They seem to be dead for an hour, and then they come back. All of them, not just Overdrive. Overdrive is a special case. Read the comic book for more on that. But a lot of these characters are coming back. And we're, of course, leading a little bit more into the Green Goblin, the Harry Osborn. That is interesting. Seeing where all of this is going, guys, these are just amazing books coming out with ASM. And I'm mostly giving this high praise because I don't want to find out that Professor Bill was killed in the next issue. But that being said, I would actually laugh at that. That would be freaking hysterical. But all that being said, these books, man, holy crap. Like, there are stakes, and they talk about the stakes. They talk about how, people die and they come back all the time. I'm used to that, like the EMT talking. That's freaking great. Like, you want to talk about being self-aware of the book that you're in without going to Deadpool extremes. I love the Amazing Spider-Man book right now. I'm freaking loving this. I don't know if this run is going to be as long as Slots. I know there's a lot of people who are probably really bothered by the idea that we're not finding out who, and I'm not going to make a silly voice because I understand when people are upset that Kindred, Mr. Centipede himself, We still haven't figured out who he is. You got to remember how this story is being written. Much like any good or great TV series, like Burn Notice, I thought was a great TV series, where you've got, or Dexter, where you've got, throughout the course of each episode, he's going to deal with an episodic thing. Throughout the course of each season, there's going to be an overarching story that won't be solved until the conclusion, the finale. And then throughout the entire series, there's, of course, the idea of these characters moving forward and progressing and learning things. And that's exactly, word for word, verbatim, exactly what we're getting in this. Kindred is not Kindred is the backstory. Kindred is the main backstory, but the individual stories that we're focusing on are issue by issue, arc by arc. Kindred is the runs story. So there's somebody going to make a comment about, I'm getting the runs, waiting for Kindred. Please relax. I get the feeling this is going to turn out to be really impressive. Plus, who's the guy that's or the person who's in that extra room in the back, or new inhabitant? Is that Kindred? Is that something else? It's behind a giant freaking bank vault, so he's probably a fairly important character. I doubt it's Man Mountain Marco. I'm saying it's probably something bigger than that. It's probably like Ox. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Talk to you all later. Hey, watch an ad. Just saying, like the video. Talk to you later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.